Hey guys, this is Dan with Pain for You. I just wanted to talk to you about one of the most important things you can work on to eliminate your chronic pain, your TMS pain, your distraction pain, and that is fear. So how big of a deal is fear? It's huge, actually. The more fear you have, the more focus you're going to put on your pain. The more focus you put on your pain, the more attention you give it, the more the distraction is working. And essentially, fear will keep you stuck. I forget where I saw it or read it. Probably read it in a book where somebody basically said nobody ever died of chronic pain. They never died of chronic pain. Look, opioid addiction, opioid overdose, absolutely that can happen. But the pain itself, to my knowledge, and I've been paying attention to this stuff for 22 years, I've never seen a story where the pain itself was terminal. So if you've lived with years of pain and you still have pain, I think the only thing that makes sense is fear of a future of pain. But waking up in the morning and being afraid of having pain, well, you've already lived through it. It's not getting, it's not any different. You've already proven you can survive and get through the day. And as bad as your pain is, fearing it is not going to help you. My apology, I'm on a really bumpy road here, so if it's making a lot of noise, I apologize. So again, the best thing you can do is work to get rid of your fear. Well, how do you do that? Anytime you find yourself catastrophizing and thinking the worst and worried about this future life of symptoms and pain, and I can't go to work and I can't do everything else, and this is going to be my life, and look at how awful it is right now, and it's going to be that way forever. Every time that happens and you catch yourself, you literally got to become aware of the fact that you're doing that. You can't stop it. As I've mentioned before, you can't stop your brain. You can't say, stop thinking negative, stop thinking fearful thoughts. Stopping doesn't work because the brain just never stops. It always goes. So one thing you can do is replace. Instead of stopping it, replace those fearful and negative thoughts with thoughts about what you want, thoughts about what you want to create, thoughts about a future without any symptoms, thoughts of a future doing the things you want to do. And so by replacing and shifting your focus to things that you want to manifest and create in your life, you're going to kind of drown out the painful, fearful thoughts that we want to avoid and eliminate. And so fear, it is a big deal. And if you find yourself always afraid of the pain and a life of pain, I'm not going to tell you to stop, but I will tell you to replace those thoughts. The more attention you can give to what you want and the less attention you give to the pain, the more you will get what you want and the less you will get of your pain and symptoms. And this goes back to that conversation about neuroplasticity. The brain literally wires what it fires, right? So if you're going to fire and wire signals that are going to get better and more efficient at firing together, you may as well choose, and it is a choice, you may as well choose to wire together thoughts that will be productive and helpful and lead towards a happier, more carefree life instead of catastrophizing this future that hasn't even happened yet. And catastrophizing and worrying about this future of disability and pain, it's not going to help you. So, as difficult as it is, become mindful. What am I thinking? What's the voice saying or screaming all day long, every day? And what can I shift my focus to? Yes, shift your focus to the emotions. Feel your emotions deeply. Become that person who feels them on a regular basis so that repression doesn't have a role in your life. But when you're done doing that and you feel you've emptied out and you've felt the emotions, it's time to really shift your focus towards the things you want to create, the life you want to create, the result you want to create. And with that short message, hopefully this was helpful, but fear it's a big deal when it comes to distraction pain, because as long as you are afraid and running around being chased by this, imaginary future of disability, the distraction is working flawlessly. And the best way to turn off the distraction is to not give it any attention, not feed the monster. I think I've said that term earlier today. Don't feed the monster. The monster loves fear. And shift to what you want. Start visualizing the life that you want. And if that's hard for you to do, that shows how deep you are into your symptoms. If it's hard for you to imagine things that you are grateful for, you're pretty deep into your symptoms, and you're really stuck in this loop of symptom catastrophizing. And so get mindful. What am I thinking all day long? And if it is these future-based, despair-filled movies of a horrible life ahead of you, you got to really make a choice. You got to make a decision to stop pursuing this life that you don't want, that you're fearful of, and shift your focus to the emotions first. That'll stop the repression, but you got to create this vision for your future. What is my life going to look like? When, not if, when I am pain-free. It will happen if you do the right things. If you continue to run around fearful of this horrible life that you've got ahead of you, it's going to be really tough to get this distraction to shut off, because you're feeding it fear. You're feeding it fear all the time. So if you got comments on that or questions on that, or how do I not be afraid when the pain is so bad, it's a choice. It's a difficult choice. Sit, breathe deeply, and decide where you're going to put your focus. Are you going to put your focus on the fact that you hurt like nothing you've ever felt before? Or are you going to put your focus on what you want in your life? And the more you do that, the more you disconnect the wiring to pain and start connecting differently to the life that you want. Joy, happiness, gratitude. Gratitude can be very difficult when you're in pain and when you are catastrophizing all the time. But there has to be things that you are grateful for. Even simple things that don't seem significant. I'm grateful for the sunny day today. I'm grateful for the rain that came and washed out all of the dirt and topsoil and dust and pollen. And almost anything you can find a reason to be grateful for. So shift to gratitude. Shift to the life you want. Shift and turn away from catastrophizing and fear. It's not going to help you if you stay there. And if this is resonating with you, you already know I'm correct, that the fear doesn't help you. As a matter of fact, it just makes you worse, just makes you more anxious, just makes you more worried, just makes you more fearful. The more you feed fear, the more fear you get, right? What you focus on, you get more of. Choose your focus wisely. So, thanks guys and gals. We'll talk soon.